Hi, I'm Bill Ziegler, and welcome to another episode of Prominent Leonian Interviews. I am very pleased today. We have Philip Choi as our special guest. Philip, who may be very recognizable to a majority, if not all Leonians, has just this past couple of weeks stepped down after 35 years owning and running Manor Beverages at Hillside and Broad Avenue. And Philip, that's part of your story, because we're going to talk about what brought you to the U.S., how you met your lovely bride, Jackie. You're now approaching almost 50 years of marriage, which is very exciting. You have been incredibly involved in this community, and that's what this series is all about, talking about people like yourself who have been involved, whether it's the Rotary or the Lions Club, and you were the first Korean American to hold public elected office in Leonia, and at the time, a large portion of Bergen County. You were a first in a number of respects. So we're going to unpack your journey to Leonia and the decisions you've made and the things you've done and the contributions that you continue to do, which everybody appreciates. So I was thinking, let's start with your childhood. Let's go back to Korea. And you had told me, because we had a chance to speak beforehand, that you came from such a small village that it was basically 20 families.
Yes.
And your family's priority was very clear at an early age, and that was education.
Education, that's right.
So tell us what your childhood was like, growing up a little bit in South Korea, in a small village, and how your parents impressed upon you the importance of education.
Well, like I said before, my family's legacy is good education for my family. There's years, generation to generations. That's a family legacy, and that legacy moved one after another, and I got the same idea, philosophy. Education is more important than anything else.
Right.
So,
And as a child, you were a voracious reader too.
yeah, I actually, we don't get, when I was a child, the education was really different. The Korean education system is more like not much reading, more like you gotta be good in school, mathematics, anything. That's why we try to make it very hard, because my brother, sister, they do very good, so I have to follow their step. There's an obligation. Somehow, I think that I did it pretty good. So
And you left the village for a much larger community at the end of elementary school because you were continuing your education then in middle school and high school. So
yes.
is that right?
Yeah, well, actually, like I said, I was pretty lucky. I was one of the fortunate boys from the village. So after elementary school, I think my age is about 12, we sent away to the big city.
Chungcheongdo, is that where you
Chungcheongdo is the countryside of the state.
I see.
But we go to the big city. My parents sent every children, my brothers, they sent the big city. So I was one of them. So I had to face a new culture, new society, city life. Was not easy. From the village kid to the city.
Mm.
Those days, now it's different, but those days really was big difference. I saw the train when I was like 5th grade, first time. You understand?
Yeah, I do understand.
It took a whole day from my village to go Seoul. Took a whole day.
Mhm.
That's the it was.
And you lived in Seoul,
Yeah.
in the big city.
Yeah.
You were educated in Seoul,
Yeah.
but you didn't come back to your village because of the distance. So
No. So I pitched. I'm homesick. These might are allowed to come back about every 3 months.
Mm.
Come back home.
did you stay with family in Seoul?
Only a few days. I have to go back. Almost cry.
No, I mean in Seoul, were you staying with family?
No.
Other family?
It's just there's a different situation. We rent a house, we rent a room, a boarding house, more like boarding house. And my big brother help each other. That's the way it is. My elder brother, they go to high school. One is college. They help each other. They help the younger brother. That's tradition in Korea those days.
Right.
Then of course, financially, my parents support us.
Of course.
But it was not a comfortable life, to be honest with you.
Of course.
Because children, they have to survive themselves.
Definitely.
But somehow, we feel like this is our obligation.
How did you decide then, when you were graduating from high school and going to college, what you were going to study? I know that you decided, as I recall, English and business economics.
This is what happened. We are talking about the middle of the 1960s. Korea was a very poor country. The farming, agriculture is major, 70% of the population agriculture, maybe 20-30% regular industry. So at that time, the countries, the motto for the country, developing country, underdeveloped country, we have no natural resources, anything. Only we have a rice field, and the mountain. So what we could do, develop our country, we have to some export and import business. That's the whole idea. So those days in Korean industry, the mill, weaving factory, textile weaving, that was available. Those electronic things, all this advanced industry was not available at all. Even Japan, they make us radio, transistor radio, carry. That was big thing to America. In the Korea, there's no near to there. All we can do is like a textile. We import a lot of raw cotton from the United States, make a sheeting.
So you, if I hear you correctly, you recognized early that export-import was a very important piece of the economy and would be important going forward. So you focused on, you actually started your career with an export-import company once you got out of school.
Yes. To do that, I realized that English is very, very important. You have no communication, you can do nothing about it. There's a whole countries, they try to learn English, everybody English. So I was one of them.
So you studied English?
Yeah. So I more concentrate on during my middle school, high school, English, other than any other subject. So, I went to college major with the Prominent school in English, and later on, I found the English was not enough. You are not to economics, business. So I majored, second major in economics.
Right.
So you learn how to do business. How to do what do you call that? This is basic.
So coming out of college,
yes.
you were well positioned then
yes.
to work for
yes.
a big export-import
yes.
company, and you did. The name was Dylan?
Dylan Company. So one of the 5 big firms in Korea that time. I was lucky to hired by the executive office of that company. And I worked very hard, day and night. And after 3-4 years, they sent me to the New York office.
Which was an amazing break.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't happen a lot. You were
No,
sent
those
as a
days,
young man.
Those days, I came to New York City.
What year was that?
That's 1974.
Okay.
1973, they opened the One World Trade Center.
Right.
My company, our company actually, branch office was One World Trade Center, 80th floor.
80th floor.
Yeah. And again, we try to work very hard to save the money, to save the dollar, to make a dollar for my country. And those days, everybody has those willing power, passion to do it for the country.
So you grew up, your professional life, your first job for the first 4 or 5 years, both in Korea and then when you came to the U.S., was, a corporate, a large corporate experience.
Exactly. Yeah.
And about this time, around 1975, I believe, Jackie came into your life.
Yeah.
No, Jackie came into, I think it was 74.
Almost same years. She came from the same years.
And she was here in the U.S.
Yes.
And how did the two of you get together?
Well, in Korean community, it was a small community those days. Population more like 5,000 people all this area. So on and off, we have occasion to meet. And there's a young gentleman, there's a young lady. They always get together. That's the way it is. Same thing, like a little different. But so by chance I met her. She's very impressive each other. That's the way it starts. In the beginning, we don't start to marry.
Of course.
But we're meeting, we like each other. That's the way we go. We have a date in the, Central Park.
Oh, very nice.
Those days, graduation, graduation was very popular. We checked that the rock, the scene of the graduation rock. Okay. We took a nice picture, her picture, my picture. And she come to, she was maybe lonely, she liked it. She come to my office at One World Trade Center. And those days, the building was not complete.
Right.
By mistake, she go all the way around.
All the way up to the top.
Then she was surprised, nobody there because shaking, wind is out. She says, she called take it anyway. No, those days, no security, nothing. That's another story. That's a story.
And you guys were married in 75.
Yeah.
That's why when I said that you're approaching a couple of years, you're going to be 50 years together.
Yeah, yes.
And you've had one son and 2 daughters.
Right.
You have 7
grandchildren. That's a blessing.
And I'm sure you're a very lucky man.
No matter what.
And you passed that legacy of education as a priority.
Yes.
Just like your parents impressed upon you the importance of education. You passed that along because I know that your granddaughter has just entered college.
Yeah, she actually last year I was so excited, happy. I was really, it's my immigration life. Yeah. Finally, I got compensated because she went early admission of one of the most prestigious school in.
I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, the Princeton University. Yeah. So it was really
Princeton is a great
she
school.
got early admission. I was really, how can I?
You have every reason to be proud.
Yeah, but nothing else is worse than that. It is just from my grandchildren coming up.
Of course. So you have this corporate America experience. You meet and marry Jackie, and you decide you want to pursue the American dream, and it wasn't continuing on the corporate track. In your mind, you really wanted to own and run your own small business, which is ultimately what brought you, thank goodness, to Leonia, New Jersey.
Let me explain the short way. After 5-6 years in the New York office, I was in the time, so I have to go back. I have to stay in America. Then my company called me back. They need me. Then, to be honest with you, I want to settle in America too.
Right.
I was very confused. Should I go back, stay in? But if I stay here in America, I have a lot of my future promise. I have to give up because my case is almost like a guaranteed success in Korea too.
Right.
So I have to give up.
Very tough.
Very tough. Should I go back? Should I give up more of my comfortable life? I have to start again, scratch.
Right.
Then my former boss, we serious talk. So I asked him, but he said, "You can make a decision. I'm not gonna hold you up. If you really can't stay in America, I'll let you do it."
That
So
made it a little bit easier.
it was a little bit easier, of course, because I sent my cooperation.
Right.
So I decided to stay here. Then that day, you know what I was thinking? My firm belief, I never go back I never look at the back. Everything put behind. I will never regret anything what I gave up. Still, I had a firm belief that.
Right.
So from that day, I decided my wife we start scratch again.
And you decided small business,
Yeah.
owning,
Yeah.
and you wind up buying Manor Beverages.
What happened is, I don't know, somehow we are very young people. We don't know much about the American life. We don't know much about the American goods. Anything. Americans, we don't know anything about it. Retailers, we have no idea.
You had no idea how to
What
run
we are
a
getting
store,
into.
which you bought.
Then so a lot of things, scary things, this, but so many other advice came. But my wife and I, what we did, actually working hard, day and night, honest to the people. Always, we try to be humble.
And you made a mark in Leonia right from the start. People,
But people watching us, because those days not many Asian people.
Right.
We live in a 100% white Caucasian society. I'm the only one, minority Asian family. So everybody watching us. But somehow people must be watching us, observe it. So after 4 or 5 years later, a lot of good people tried to help us. We didn't even ask. They extend. Do you need help? Let me know. That's what happened. That's the life. I mean, that's my philosophy by my experience.
Right.
Same thing happened. We tried in Leonia, same thing. I came to Leonia in 1987.
That's when you started running the store.
Yeah, that is when I started on the store. Then, to be honest, still, when I decided to stay in America, settle in America, I didn't have much dream, big dream. I had a small dream actually. I want to have my children. I can't do myself, but I want my children to be a good part of this American country. That's what my hope. That's my hope. That's my dream. Then I came to this town, was look around everywhere, but then I think I feel very comfortable.
Good.
At the time was very quiet, small, not many people in the street. That's the kind I like it. Not
Brings you back to your childhood.
And also like I said, I had a lot of good American friends.
Yeah, but you also studied hard.
Yeah.
Because I remember something that you told me when we were talking before. You bought Manor Beverages and the building that comes with it. Chelsea Deli was a part of that. You were going to, be running Manor Beverages. Your wife, Jackie, was going to do a lot with Chelsea Deli. You had never run a liquor store business before. Jackie, you told me, had never made a sandwich before.
No.
So you guys had a steep learning curve. And what struck me is you went to the library. And
Yeah,
you
exactly.
Read,
I did it.
And you read.
Well, 1987, I have 1 month's time, break time, to take care of this business. That's the condition of my previous owner. During the 1 month, I went to library to learn about the wine and liquor, the history. From those days, I read every day, go to the library, how to make a wine, where they come from, how they make a liquor, what kind of liquor, studied. Basically, I don't know anything about it. Whiskey is all whiskey to me.
Right.
I don't see any difference of vodka and...
But you had to figure all that out.
1 month, I studied, it's a lot of good book about it. The wine, the French, there's wine, the Burgundy, whatever, bought it. About 50% at least, I got information. I studied. And I start from there. But still, I didn't know, but I got a help. Previous owner helped me out.
That's right.
And I go to every
And
show.
the previous owner we should mention was Chuck Jermaine.
He's
and his family.
yeah, and
he's still very active.
Yeah, the biggest thing is my big obligation that time was I found that this store has a really big good legacy built by the Chuck Jermaine's family from his father and himself. He was really good volunteer for the community. Everybody know him.
Yes.
Oh my God, I didn't know that. But I have to maintain, keep it.
That's pressure too, because there's a lot of goodwill.
That's a very good high pressure to me because I can do better than him, but at least I got to keep it up. So my wife and I, luckily, we didn't have much language problem. So we were called in the school, police department, town hall, everywhere those days. Anybody has a problem, they call us because of language problem.
Of course.
Even the court, even the county.
Right.
That's what happens. So whenever they take a call, we go there day and night.
So this was to help with translation?
Translation and sometimes problem, or also problem.
Okay.
So
Well, that was a public service by itself.
yeah, with no name, just
Right.
Philip Choi or Jackie Choi. If she's not there, call with his wife to come over. Then we go to the school. Sometimes we go to the school. Sometimes we go to 1 o'clock. The police department call me, and the call sometime.
And you're working such long hours. You're going to bed late and you're up at 5 o'clock in the morning. And it was a hard life, hard work.
Whoa!
But I do want to mention, there was something that your wife invented at Chelsea Deli. And I wanted you to mention that because it became a huge hit and it's now something that is sold across delis and elsewhere throughout the U.S. What was
Pizza
it?
bagel. Pizza bagel.
The pizza bagel was invented in Leonia.
Yeah, I would say that we invented pizza bagel.
I think that's so cool. And the pizza bagel's popularity, it was a pizza bagel and a soda for $1. And you had kids during the school
At least 100, 200 kids every day.
lined up for their pizza bagel.
Yeah, pizza bagel. We prepared like a 5, 6 tray.
Right, yeah,
One tray is about at least 30, 40 pizza bagel.
That's great.
Almost packed, actually. Packed, my 2 stores packed lunch hour because those days, everybody lunch hour, they came out for have a lunch and get fresh air, the kids. But give us a good connection with the community.
I'm sure it did.
Later on, many years later, I go to Bogan Mall, I go to anywhere. Hi, Mr. Choi. Huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Everybody
their
is
children
there.
coming to our store now.
All right. That's very
unbelievable.
cool.
That's our really good asset.
It is.
That's wonderful. Well, during the time and here and there, really, I have had a lot of good friends in town. This town is really, years and years I found a new thing this town.
It is a tight-knit community, and,
Okay.
and you have been integral to,
Yeah, This is what
uniting people.
this is what it is. Retail business was new to me. It's a fresh enough new thing to me. Retail business, I never did sell and buy and sell retail business over the counter. I was corporation worker. So, like I said, I read the book to be how good successful retail business. Over there, still I remember, I give this word to the young people. If you want to go to the some community, live that in community. Don't try to live outside of the community. Be a part of them.
Certainly helped you in your business.
Yeah, that's number one. Number two, try to do community service. At least try to target 1/10 of your life. Maybe you don't do it, I can do neither. But get that idea. Do something.
It's good advice.
1/10 of your life.
Community service. It's good advice.
To be a good businessman. Just Leonia is a good town, just live peaceful and safe and go next to work. That's not enough. To be a local businessman, especially.
Okay.
I always keep that in mind. So I gave that message to the young people. Always, even my children.
And your children.
Yeah, my
And
children.
you pass it along to your grandchildren.
Yeah, I do the grandchildren. When you start the school again, I even several grandchildren. Always do one thing to your friend, good thing. Don't count it. Before school started, I always told them, do one thing good for your classmate, anybody. It's making you feel better. You become a better person to do that.
And I think that's great advice. So, Philip, I want to talk a little bit about the remarkable community service that you've offered. And I know you did the 90-10 kind of split a moment ago, and I would safely say that you're beyond the 10%. I've known you because I'm also a member of the Rotary. I know that you're involved in the Lions Club. I believe you're involved in your church. Let's talk first about, reluctantly you got into local politics. It's not something that you necessarily envisioned. You were approached, and this is a credit to you. You were approached by first the Republicans and then the Democrats. And I guess the Democrats came along at the right time because you actually said yes, and you ran for town council and you won. What was it like, if different at all, but from your perspective, why did you do it? And what was it like as a Korean, being the first Korean American to hold elected office in Leonia and in the large part of this county?
Well, you mentioned a little bit about my first, starting with the politics. I was approached by the Republican side, the candidate for the councilman. Like I said, before I start the business, don't get in the local business. So it's nice guy, I couldn't take it. Last couple of years.
So don't get, your own advice was always, don't get involved in politics if you're going to be in local business, because you might alienate some of your customers.
Yeah, so I think that was right. So I didn't do it. I tried to everybody reach out to me to help, I help. But that's about it. Then later on, a few years later, the Democratic side, they came up to me. They asked a couple of years actually. Every year they asked me to do it.
They wore you down.
Then after 30 years, I think maybe these things I gotta do it. Not only that, that time was very high point to love this town. To be honest with you,
Right.
I love this town. I mean, I can do anything for the town except the politics.
And what year were you elected? Do you remember off the top of your head? What year was that?
That's 2006 or something.
Okay.
That's it. Then Democratic committee member gatherings, I told them, I'm a local businessman. I have a lot of friends, both sides. And our town was politically very divided. I didn't know that. Very divided. Then to take the offer, I can lose my friendship, the other side.
Right.
So you want me, if I can keep those friendship, whatever tie, if you agree with me, if you say I'm okay with that, so I'll take a chance.
Right.
And then the committee, they has a little talk and we have no problem for that. We'll accept it.
Okay.
So then.
And you did 2 terms as a council.
Yeah, two terms I did it. During the 2 terms, really those days my fashion was very high for the community. I do anything for the community. This way is the life is the same thing. No matter where you go, there's a high time and a low time. This way, my age, my passion, my energy, I can do anything for the community.
What was it like as the first Korean American elected?
Well, excited, and I didn't know that was big, like especially Korean community was a big thing. Oh, this is first Korean generation elected official in Eastern Division.
It was a big deal.
Big deal, first time, the first generation elected official. So it was very honorable. I didn't know that elected official get high honor anywhere. I didn't know that. Even the American communities, really, we do this as a council, elected official, councilman, whatever, the mayor, this is strictly community service. That's what I believe.
Yes.
But they deserve to have really honor to anywhere. That's what I believe. Because,
Well, and having
they
served
dedicate,
as you did, you know
yeah.
that it is not an easy job.
It's not an easy job.
And it takes a lot of time, energy, and effort to do it right.
Yes. So I take the councilmanship from that time. I getting back the good and bad. Oh my God! So sometimes I wouldn't even say the words.
Right.
Very, very. The words I can't even take it.
Right. It can be very.
That's a politics.
Absolutely.
Now I'm thinking that's a politics.
Right.
Huh?
And
But those days I couldn't take that. But that's the way it was.
I understand.
That's
And that goes up and down too, the level of angst and partisanship. You considered a run for mayor at one point. At least you threw your hat in the ring with the Democratic Municipal Committee. You didn't prevail in that particular effort. John DeSimone was selected as mayor instead. But you continued, to your credit, you continued to be so active in other organizations. And I mentioned the Rotary and the Lions Club. And I believe you continue to be active in the community.
Sure, as long as you live in this town. I mean, at the moment, no place like Leonia to me. This is my hometown. I love this town. I'm going to retire here. I'm going to live here until it's whatever. Right.
Well, and I credit you for that. Leonia is a very special community. I completely agree with you. And in retirement, now that you're no longer working at Manor Beverages, but you still own the building. Your family owns that. You have a lot of things going on with family, a lot of community service. And I thank you, sincerely thank you for Leonia and for myself, for everything that you continue to do for this town, and you have done. And I think when people watch this and they put into perspective the 35 years that you spent at Manor Beverages, that your family was integrally, woven into the fabric of this community, that's really a special experience. And your family is doing really well, and that's a credit to you and Jackie, and I just want to thank you. So thanks for taking the time to be with us.
Well, so really, I thank you very much for the community, because in the end, I love this town no matter what. Even retired or not, I would say that I'm the part of the Leonian.
I would agree with that.
I'm very proud of it. I want to give the legacy to my children too.
Right.
This is important. So through the years, really, my friend, political, the other side, so many different things happen, but I'm very proud of what we are now, what I am now.
As you should.
Yeah, because this is all because of that. Leonia is like your family, it's Erica's family. I really highly, and so many respectable people. That's still, I think, their legacy of the town very strong. I want to be part of that.
I can guarantee
If I can do it, whatever, my rest of my life.
Are and will continue to be a big
Yeah,
part of that.
so-
And on that note, thank you, Philip.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
I love this town. Thank you very much. Very, 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 I'm very happy and very honored to take me to this beautiful program, okay?
Well, we're honored. I'm honored to have you here.
Yes.
So thank you for
Thank you.
your willingness to do it.